you are watching Shalom World News. I'm Rory McLennan coming to you from Glasgow, Scotland. Here are the latest headlines from around the world. A federal district court judge in the United States has granted exemptions to 2 Christian networks of hospitals from enforcing a federal requirement that doctors and insurers provide or cover gender change procedures. Judge Reed O'Connor of the North Texas District Court ruled on Monday in favour of Franciscan Alliance, a Catholic network of hospitals, and the Christian Medical and Dental Associations that comprises more than 20,000 healthcare professionals. Both organisations had challenged the 2016 mandate that is based on the Affordable Care Act of 2010 by filing a lawsuit. In May, the Biden administration had expanded the mandate by stating that healthcare discrimination also includes bias on the basis of sexual orientation, pregnancy, and gender identity. Luke Goodridge, senior counsel at Beckett, representing the plaintiffs, hailed the ruling as one that protects patients and ensures doctors are not forced to violate their religious beliefs. A Polish laywoman who exhibited heroic sanctity and charity while taking care of sick prisoners in a Nazi concentration camp is on the road to sainthood. Bishop Andrzej Yes of Tarnow in Poland has announced that the cause of Stefania Laka has been introduced with the consent of the Congregation for the Causes of Saints. Born on January the 6th in 1914 in Wola Zelichowska, Stefania was active in the Marian Sodality and was arrested by the Gestapo in April of 1941. While in the Auschwitz camp, she attended to prisoners sick with typhus and contracted the disease herself. After recovering, she worked as a nurse by serving the sick and secretly baptizing babies, as well as comforting the dying. Stefania also saved several sick women from execution by removing their names from lists. She survived the war and died on November the 7th of 1946 in her hometown. Pro-life organisation Indiana Right to Life has deplored the injunction issued by the US District Judge against major provisions of the Indiana abortion law. The organisation has expressed concern that the injunction could lead to the expansion of chemical and late-term abortions, while preventing women from accessing information on fetal pain. The injunction issued by Judge Sarah Evans Barker prevents the state from enforcing physician-only curbs on chemical abortions. It also prohibits Indiana from banning chemical abortions through telemedicine, as well as mandating that second trimester abortions can only be performed in hospitals. The injunction has also done away with the requirement that women should be informed about the unborn child's ability to feel pain at 20 weeks. Reacting to the injunction, Indiana Right to Life President Mike Fichter said, quote, "Sweeping blockage of the common sense laws jeopardizes the health of women." The United Nations Human Rights Commissioner has voiced concern over the escalating civilian casualties in Afghanistan, which is witnessing clashes between government troops and the Taliban. Highlighting the disastrous repercussions of the clashes on Afghan people, Michelle Bachelet pointed to the rise in civilian casualties and human rights violations that could amount to war crimes and crimes against humanity. She also appealed for a truce and urged the Taliban to stop their attacks on cities. Fighting has intensified with the withdrawal of US troops from Afghanistan, and the Taliban has taken control of almost half the nation. Since July the 9th, as many as 183 civilians have been killed, and more than 1,000 injured in 4 cities alone. Experts also say as the last US soldiers leave by September, the government forces will not be able to prevent the onslaught of the Taliban. Cardinal Eduardo Martinez Somalo, the former prefect of the Congregation of Divine Worship and the Discipline of the Sacraments, died in the Vatican on Tuesday, August the 10th. He was 94 years old. The Spanish prelate had served as the Camerlengo, or Chamberlain of the Holy See, from 1993 to 2007, and was acting sovereign of the Vatican during the sede vacante period following the death of Pope John Paul II until the election of Pope Benedict XVI. It was Pope John Paul II who elevated Archbishop Somalo to the Sacred College of Cardinals on June the 28th in 1988. On July the 1st of that same year, the Cardinal was appointed as the prefect for the Congregation for Divine Worship, and he remained at its helm until he was given charge of the Congregation for Institutes of Consecrated Life on January the 21st in 1992. He held that position until February 2004. May he rest in peace. In a move welcomed by pro-life voices, Chile's lower house Committee on Women, Equity and Gender has voted against a bill proposing elective abortion up to 14 weeks of pregnancy. The bill was defeated by a vote of 7-6 on August the 9th. As a result, even though the bill will be debated in the Chamber of Deputies, it will only be discussed with the committee's unfavourable recommendation. In 2017, Chile decriminalised abortion up to 12 weeks of pregnancy in situations of fetal non-viability, risk to the mother's life, and rape, and up to 14 weeks if a minor under the age of 14 is raped. The current bill, which was intended to extend the legalisation of elective abortion, was introduced on January the 13th. Members of the committee opposed to the bill pointed out that a woman seeking an abortion needs help, care and compassion, and not something that harms her. In the Australian state of New South Wales, a Catholic bishop has issued an open letter seeking a wider public debate on the proposed euthanasia legislation. Bishop Mark Edwards of Wagga Wagga said he spent 4 to 5 days urging fellow religious leaders to oppose the legislation, adding that he was pleased with the support from Christian and Muslim religious figures. Independent Sydney MP Alex Greenidge had come out with a draft bill to legalise euthanasia in the state, and it is slated to be put forward in the New South Wales Parliament by the end of this month. The bishop also said he does not expect Albury MP Justin Clancy, who is a Catholic, to oppose the bill by virtue of his faith alone. And those are your latest headlines. Do join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, you can visit swnews.org for more updates. Shalom.